This conference will now be recorded.
It just 2 minutes, huh? So one of the participant is going to join. So let's wait. Just a
Okay.
minute. Okay. So in the meanwhile, Uday, can you please introduce yourself and do you have any prior experience to SAP basically?
Yeah. So I have experience in SAP, but not in MDG. That's what I want to,
Okay.
currently I'm
You are
working
a
as
technical consultant.
yeah, I'm currently working as a functional consultant.
Okay.
But within the company, so I'm moving to MDG, so I need to get it trained.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So basically, Uday, basically I have near about 8.5 or 9 years experience in SAP, and MDG I have near about 7 years experience. So I have done lots of corporate training. So I have done training for UI and CGI, and I have done lots of individual trainings in batches basically. So I have done lots of implementation project, and in this training, just expose. Let's complete all the things that are part of the SAP MDG trainings, both technical and functional approach. So functional. Let's okay. So one second. Hi Gaurav.
Hi, Riaz.
Okay.
So I have a question. I have a question. So what are you going
Yeah.
to cover in these for? We are going to take any specific module like business partner, or we are going to cover all of,
Sure.
for example, business partner material and custom data model as well,
Sure.
end to end.
Sure. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can share. I can see that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen? Okay. Fine. So can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen presentation called Welcome
Okay.
to
Fine.
SAP
Yeah,
MDG.
yeah. So
Fine.
correct.
Okay. Fine. So the course content basically is cover basic MDG basis overview and architecture overview and deployment option will go through hub deployment and co-deployment basically. And next thing is data model. So data model is basically we'll go through all the predefined data model out of the box SAP has provided. Basically, it's a BP data model that have business partner, customer, and vendor, and material data model, basically material master, FI data model. Okay, so these three data model SAP has provided out of the box. Okay, these three data model will go through that. Okay, but in the real time scenarios, I'll walk through the business partner. I'll just give you all the knowledge and all the data model, what is BP data model, how the FI data model is designed,
No,
how
it's Riaz, sorry to interrupt you, but I just have a question in that. Are you going to show us the predefined data models, or are you going to show
yes,
us the extension of data models as well, like from scratch, like when we are going to
yeah,
use it, if we are adding any
yes,
custom
yes,
entity, custom field, that.
yes,
So
yes, yes,
correct?
that's what.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
perfect. So in this standard data model, we'll go through all the aspect, how to add custom attributes, how to add custom entities. I'll show you the process basically. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
we'll go through the standard data model and also we'll design the custom data model. Okay, the custom data model. So how to create a custom data model, all the aspect basically. Okay. So next thing, your UI modeling. UI modeling basically how you are going to design the UI user interface basically. Okay, so already data model are there, business partner, customer, vendor, FI data model is there. So how you are going to design the UI so that user interaction, so that they will create a vendor, a customer. Okay, so all the UI are designed through APM, floor plan manager. So I'll show you that how we are going to design the UI basically. Okay. The next thing is basically process modeling. Okay, on the process modeling, this is one of the vast topic in MDG basically. Okay, so we'll show how to create a change request with different process, create, change, block, delete, mass processing, lots of things, lots of processes are there. Okay, and here we'll see the workflow basically, how to configure the rule based workflow, how to configure the decision table, how to enhance standard workflows, how to work in the decision tables. So this is the topic in MDG basically. Okay, so this comprises process model. Next thing is data quality and search. So here we'll see that how you are going to configure the search. Okay, the different scientific types of search are there. Database search is there, enterprise search is there, HANA search is there. But I'll show you that how you are going to configure the search basically. Okay. The next thing is duplicate check. Basically, how we are going to configure the duplicate check. Okay. So next thing is data replication framework. So once you have the master data in the system, the how we are going to replicate the master data to the different subordinate system basically is okay. How we are going to configure the data replication. Okay. So I'll show you the process basically is here. Okay. The next thing is data import framework. Then data import framework here I'll show you basically is how we are going to import the master data, okay, to the MDG system basically. Okay, different way are there. So we have file upload is there, we have data import framework is there. I'll just show you some way basically how we are going to upload the data to the MDG system basically.
With real-time scenarios, correct, Riyaz?
Yeah. So FI
Okay.
basically I'll show you how to store the data staging area. I'll show you an example FI, because FI generally we are going to store the data in staging. I'll show you that. Okay. The next thing is key mapping and value mapping is there. So I'll show you the concept, what is key mapping, what is value mapping, when you need this. Okay. The next thing, MDG API, just you are functional consultant, you both. So basically I'll show you basically how to work on the API. Might be you guide the technical consultant where to write the code, what is the bodies, what is the header class, what is the access class, handler class, all the concepts basically. Okay. So you can guide your technical team to write the code on this place or this place to fulfill the requirement basically. Okay. So next thing is master data consolidation. Consolidation is basically also a basically data load tool. Basically, you are going to load the data to MDG systems. Basically, I can show you that. Okay. So MDG API is similar to this one. MDG body validation, Peter class validation, BLF validation, these all the things. I'll just show you. I'll give you a real-time example. You can guide a technical consultant or you can write your code basically. So how to do the validation, derivation kind of things. Okay. The next thing is workflow basically. So workflow is the key part in MDG basically, because MDG is basically a governance approach. So on the governance means workflow will be there. So workflow is the key part basically. So how to configure the workflows. Okay. The next thing we'll discuss the real-time scenarios. I'll give you near about 9 to 10 real-time scenarios basically. But real-time scenario basically how to extend standard data model, how to add custom attribute to the standard data model. Okay, in BP or MM I'll show you that. User interface, how to enhance SAP standard UI. Okay, so if there the custom fields will be there. So how we are going to enhance the standard UI. Process modeling, I'll show you how to create a change request, create scenario, change scenario, block scenarios. Okay, then I'll show you the rule based how to configure the workflows. All the things I'll show you that in MDG real time scenarios. Okay, so this is all the things we'll cover during the course basically. So course is near about 35 to 40 hours, so we'll cover all the aspects basically. Okay,
So,
any
so
question here?
basically, what I'm looking here is from the article perspective. So, for an example,
Okay.
so there are many rules like BRF rules where just an example, right? So,
Yes.
if the article is being set up, the article number range should depends on the what kind of article it is. If it's a coupon, it should have one different number range, and if it's a finished good, then it should have a number range. If it's a packaging BRP, then it should have a different number range. That's just an example on that kind of rules.
Yeah.
I'm looking more from the article perspective.
Okay. So we'll cover the article master is a different data model basically, that is Utopia solution. Basically we have article master means EM, enterprise asset management, equipment equipment function
That's the
location,
extension.
that part.
That's the extension, correct?
Extension.
EM extension
Yes.
that you have to purchase separately
EM
from
extension.
Utopia.
Separately, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you talking about the you talking about
Like
that?
bomb
Uday?
creation, bomb. You that is,
Yes.
I guess, UI data model. UI data model, I guess. Correct?
U1 data model, yeah. That is
Yeah,
basically
U1 data model.
Utopia solution.
Yes,
One data
correct.
model, yeah. So that is basically SAP. If you want to have the predefined data model, SAP is provided BP, MM, and FI, OG data model basically. Okay. So we have extension basically. If you want to have another enterprise asset management is there, U1 data model is there, U2 data asset master data model is there, U2 data model is there. So if you want that kind of thing, then you can have separate license from Utopia. Or thing is that many companies they are creating their own custom data model. Suppose in our project we have created a custom data model for asset master. Okay, instead of procuring the new license from Utopia, we have created a custom data model from our side and designed all the things basically.
So it will
Okay.
reduce your cost.
Yes,
If you're
yes,
creating custom data
thing.
model and if you're not purchasing
Yeah,
the EM from Utopia, it will remove your reduce your cost. Correct.
definitely. Okay, so that
Okay.
thing that is custom data. We will also go through that because whenever you will create a custom data model, then you will have get lots of knowledge basically. Okay,
Correct.
so lots of knowledge. So I'll create a custom data model for you. First of all, I'll go to the standard data model. Then I'll go to explain you.
Mhm.
Then we'll go to custom data model.
And
Okay. So,
one more thing,
yes.
Riaz. I just want to confirm. Are you going to cover the process analytics part as well, just because it's standard? It comes in standard MDG, like the
Pardon once
reports
again.
which we the
Already
reports which
reports
we
are
are
there.
seeing, dashboard reports, BI content reports. We
Yes,
have
yes,
process
yes,
analytics
yes,
tab
yes,
that we
yes,
are
yes.
going to cover in this also.
Yeah, that is basically some business function, business activity need to be activated. We are not going to do anything. There are some business functions are there where we are just going to activate that business function. Once we activate that business function, predefined business functions are there. So once you will activate that business function, that pie chart will come automatically.
Not the pie chart. That is BCV, I guess. BCV main, BCV
BCB,
panel.
BCB.
These
Yes,
BCV
yes, yes,
panel. Correct. No,
yes,
I'm asking about which we see in left side. You see display change request comes directly by default,
yes,
and pie chart shows
yes,
in your main page. Okay,
yes.
but I'm talking
Hmm.
about the left side reports. This process time report, processing list report. These.
Yes, yes, yes. There's some option is there. Processing time
So
report,
that
processing
comes
list report
that
are
in
there.
that you can create the dashboards of the reports. Those are standard ones. So I
Yes,
was asking like if you're going to
yes.
cover those as
Let me check that one. I'm not sure because let me check that one. So once let me see. So once we'll go to the code, then I'll cover that basically.
well.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So this is basically the course content. So we are going to cover the 35 to 40 hours of class basically. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So let's start. So I'll give you basically the demo sessions of what is MDG, why you are going to have MDG basically. Okay. So basically, okay. So now, so why MDG basically? So MDG is basically a governance approach. Okay. So generally in ECC, basically we have different
Before that,
transaction code are there for
before
creating a
that,
document. Yes.
I have a question. What's the difference between MDG and MDM?
See, MDM, I think MDG I have worked basically. MDM is basically master data management that is not closely integrated to SAP. So in MDG, you can have validation, derivations, or you can write above code here, basically MDG, because it is closely integrated to SAP. Okay, so here in MDG, ABAP consultant can come here and they can write code, all the things they can do that. Okay, but MDM we don't have ABAP consultant will not be a part of that. I think. Gaurav, can you please you have worked on the MDM?
Yes, Riaz, but in MDM also we can create like in NetWeaver you can create custom things you can create. There's no issue. Like Webdon Pro gives you open platform where you can create the applications.
Okay.
But for that you have to create I would say many complete customization. For example, in MDG we have UI screen, UI standard UIs we have. Okay, most of the clients are using standard UIs, but in if we go to MDM, okay, we are going to create a new screen for MDM, and we have to create the staging tables as well. We have to create the UI screen from scratch. That will take too much
Okay.
customization. Like from scratch we have to
Okay.
make that custom.
Okay. But in
In that
case of okay, thank you. So Uday, basically I don't have been worked on MDM, but MDG the main functional area for me. So MDG SAP has given predefined data model. Okay, predefined data model BP for business partner, customer they have given, business partner they have given, supplier they have given, and predefined UI already UI is given to create that. Okay, so and for similarly for material master, they have given predefined UI, all the things they have given. Similarly, FI, cost center, profit center, GL account, cost center, hierarchy, group, all the things they have given that. Okay, so now MDG is closely integrated with SAP. So now SAP here above consultant, they can write a validation derivations as per their need. They can do anything. It's easier to enhance the UI here because all the things work in APM basically. Okay, floor plan manager. So that's what MDG comes into, and here workflow is very flexible here, so you can design the workflow without writing any kind of code here basically MDG. Okay, so no codes will be there, only designing approach. Okay, without any writing a single line of code, you can create your workflows as per your client requirement, as per your business requirement. Okay, so that is SAP has given rule based workflows. We'll see that how we are going to create a rule based workflow, all the things basically. Okay, anything else with this? So shall we start?
Yes, we can start.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So MDG. So why MDG? What is MDG basically? Okay. So MDG is basically known as master data governance. Okay. In general, so in ECC, generally we have different transaction code are there to create master data. We have MM01, MM02, 03 for material master. Similar for vendor, we have customer, we have XD, 01, 02, 03. For business partner, BP transaction code is there. For different master data, we have a separate transaction code are there for creation basically. Okay. So now suppose you want to create a material or you want to change a material. Suppose this is production environment, you want to change a material or change a business partner. Okay, so you go to transaction code MM02, you have a material number and you click on the change, save it. Okay, so this is the process you are going to do. Okay, the moment you click on the save button, the data directly save on the ECC table, basically the corresponding table for material master. We have a Mara table, Marthi table, different tables are there. Okay, the moment you click on the save button, the data directly save on the ECC backend table. So here no governance are there. Okay, so here no governance are there. Say anyone, if you have the authorization for an environment, so you can go ahead. If you have authorization to that transaction code for creation of a material master or vendor master, you can go to the transaction code and create it and save it. You can make changes, any changes you there basically. You can change the bank details, anything. Okay, so now MDG basically, so SAP comes up with tools known as MDG, Master Data Governance. So here what we are going to do, any changes, if you are going to do any changes, you are going to create or change or block or unblock or delete or mark or delete, any changes you are going to do, it should go through the governance mechanism. Basically, it should go through the governance mechanism. Once it will be governed, then the data will be stored on the actual ECC table. Okay, till the governance is not done, data will not be stored on the actual ECC table. Suppose you are the request. I'm giving you simple workflow kind of thing. Suppose you are the requester. So one is developer. So requester is a person who initiates the creation process, suppose or change process basically. Okay, suppose they want to create a material, so request is a person, he create the material, he enter the material basic data or plant or warehouse, anything. Okay, your warehouse. Okay, so once the requester enter the details, they will click on some button, submit button, it will go to the reviewer. Reviewer is the person who will review the changes done by the requester. Okay, then once reviewer will make the change, if it is correct, so you will find all the changes are correct, then reviewer will click on the submit button, it will go to the approver. Basically, what approver will do, this is the workflow step I have designed. You can reduce the step basically. Okay, so now
Your
approval,
voice
what
is
is the do
breaking.
basically?
Is it just
Approval.
me or everyone
Hello,
facing? Your voice is kind of
hello.
robot.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, it's.
Okay, can you
I
hear me
could
now?
not understand. No, I can hear you, but there is lots of either static or your voice is breaking.
Okay, I have put my mouth earphone here to my mouth. Can you please check now? It is good now.
Let's
Yeah,
continue.
actually the thing is,
It
it's
happens then.
not clear. It's not clear actually. I think yes.
Okay. So what I can do? Okay, so let's continue. Let's see if it face any problem, then I can switch my network. I think. Give me 5 minutes. I can switch my network.
It's not with the network
Okay.
areas. It's not with the network, I guess. Network is correct, but the thing is with your mic, I guess. So maybe it's
Okay.
too close or something.
Okay. I think it's too close. I think. Okay. So let's continue.
Yes,
Huh?
now
Let's
we are
see.
fine.
Okay, fine. So now suppose you want to create a material. Okay. Suppose you are the requester. You want to create a material. Okay. So once you maintain all the data, then you submit. It will go to the reviewer. The reviewer is the person basically. He will review the changes whatever the requester has entered basically. If reviewer find all the data requester entered correct, he will send to the approver basically. Okay. Once approver, what approver will do? It will just click on the approve button. Once approver click on the approve button, then the data will go to the ECC table. ECC table. So we have Mara table area. Mara table are there. So till this, we have a staging area concept known as. We have a staging area concept known as staging area. Staging area. Okay. Staging area is basically known as temporary area, basically. Okay. So here data or inactive data stored here. Basically requester data reviewer or whatever the reviewer make the changes that will be stored here. One approver click on the approve button, then the data will be moved from the staging area to actual ECC tables table. Till the approver will not click on the approve button, data will be a part of staging area. Okay, it will not move to the actual ECC table. Once approver click on the approve button, then the data will move from the staging to actual ECC table. Then data will be removed, automatically removed from the staging area. Okay, this is the mechanism of governance basically. Okay, so in MDG, any changes, suppose you do any changes, you can create, change, block, unblock, master delete, unmark, mask crossing, multi crossing, file upload, upload. Okay. So these are the action basically. Okay, any changes you are doing, it should go through the governance approach. Once governance approach is done, then the data will be moved to the actual ECC tables. Okay, so here this talks about the governance basically. So this talks about the governance. Okay, so now we have some fundamental principles of governance are there. So there are some fundamental principles. The first thing is governance. So already I've explained you governance basically. It's okay. So governance means any changes to the master data, it will go through the workflow process. Once all the approver click on the approve button, then the data will move from the staging to actual ECC tables. Okay. So now consider this MDG systems. So consider this is one of the systems.
Again,
ECC
a
systems.
little bit of network lagging or issue.
Just a second. Otherwise, 1 second. Just can you give me 2 minutes? Let me switch the network. Okay, so is it good now? Hello?
Hopefully, we'll
Better now.
continue. Yeah.
Okay, so now, so consider this is a system. Because ECC system, you have ECC system here. Okay, So generally MDG is a patch. So MDG is a software component installed on the top of the ECC basically. Okay. So this is basically a component. Okay. So one of the MDG component installed on top of the ECC MDG. Okay. MDG. Okay. So MDG is one of the software component installed on the top of the ECC basically. Backend is always ECC. So here we have actual table, Mara table, actual table, Mara table, Marthi table, all the ECC tables are there. Okay. Here we have a staging area. We have a staging area. Here we have a staging area. Okay. Area. Okay. So now, when this process requester reviewer approval, this process takes place on the MDG layer basically. Okay. Any changes to the master touch, okay, will take place on this layer, MDG layer. Okay. So once the data is completely approved, once the data is approved, then the data will be moved from the staging area to actual ECG table, Mara Marthi tables. This is done by the SAP automatically through access class. We have an access class concept there, access class is there. It is responsible for moving the data from staging area to actual ECC tables on final activation. Once the approval is completely approved, the CR, then the data will be moved from the staging area to actual ECC tables. Okay, so consider this is a hub deployment scenarios. One deployment of the hub deployment. Okay, so what is hub deployment? In hub deployment, only MDG will be MDG, all the master data operation will be taking on this system. No transitional data operation will be taking on the systems. So company have a separate database where all the master data operation take place. So they want to create a material, a vendor, customer, BP, FI, all the master data. They don't create a transitional data here. Okay. So these systems is generally known as hub deployment. In hub deployment, master data is considered a separate system basically. Okay. So once the data will be available here, then we have different other system basically. Suppose this is one systems, this is one systems, this is one systems, this is another systems. So in this system there is system 1, system 2, system 3. Okay. So now system 1, system 2, system 3. Okay. So here basically all the transitional activity take place. All the transitional activity take place. Okay. So here we create a purchase order, we create the sales order, we create a production order, all the business takes here. Okay. So once the master data will be created here, then the master data will be transported to this system, other connected system for the transitional activities. Okay. This is basically known as MDG, master data governance. This system is known as MDG. So what are the options are there? We have different things. We have IDOC is there, web services is there, services is there. Okay. So now, so these are the mediums basically how your data is moved from these systems to these systems. Okay. This is basically known as MDG systems. Any doubt here or there? Hello.
Yeah.
Any question here?
No.
Okay, fine. So okay, so Gaurav left. He has a meeting at 3:30, 9:30. So he left. You'll join. Okay, fine. So let's continue. So this is basically known as MDG systems. So once the data will be come
If he
here,
is
then the
joining back
data
in
will
10
move.
minutes, we can wait.
No, he's joining back in 1 hour because he told me that he has meeting at 9:30. Basically,
And how long this session will be?
I think it will take lots of time. So if you want,
Today.
basically, I have just started the introduction part. Yeah.
Yeah. So just to plan my day. So how long are you planning for today?
1 hour. 1 hour.
Okay. Fair enough.
Fine.
Yep.
So
Yep.
okay, fine. So okay, so this is basically the governance. In hub deployment, consider MDG is a separate box, complete a separate box where all the master data operation take place. Okay, once the master data operation take place here, the data move from the staging to actual ECC table. Then the data will move to the transaction systems where all your business operation take place. All the business take sales order, production order, all the things. So how the data move from this to this through IDOC, web services, different mediums are there. We can move the data from this to this. Okay. So these talks about the governance basically. Okay. The next thing is consistency. What is consistency? So consistency we can say like, so in ECC generally, in ECC we have different transaction code over there. So we have MM01 is a transaction code, MM01 create material master, create material master. Okay. MM02 change material master. So similar MM03 is there. So different transaction code are there. Display. Okay. So similar for the business partner, transaction code is there for XT project customer is there. Different transaction code are there. You need to remember different transaction code for different master data. But in case of MDG, no need to remember all this transaction code. Okay, no need to remember all this transaction code. Only we have one transaction code known as NWBC. Only one transaction. What is that? NWBC. NWBC. NetWeaver business client. Okay. So NetWeaver business client. Okay. So this transaction code. Okay. Okay. Hello, Gaurav, you arrived?
I just had a quick call, so it got disconnected now. It was 2-3 minutes.
Okay,
only.
fine.
Thanks.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you. So we are just discussing. Okay. So now next thing is basically governance. Already I explained you. Next thing is basically consistency. Okay. Consistency basically I'm explaining that. So in general we have different transaction code there basically to create a different master data. For material master we have a MN01, 02, 03 are there. For business partner we have a BP transaction code is there. For customer XT01, 02, 03 and different transaction code are there for different master data. But in case of MDG, we have only one T code. Basically, we need to remember one T code known as NWBC, NetWeaver Business Client. So this T code, we can access all the master data. Okay. So generally, what is there? So for MM, we have MM specific role is there. MM specific role is there. Okay. For BP, we have a business partner specific role are there. Business partner specific role are there. Okay. So similarly for customer, we have customer specific role there, vendor specific role are there. Okay. So what? Suppose if you want to create material master, your user ID need to tag to that role. That is done by the basis team. Okay. Once they will tag your user ID to that role, then you can create a material master. Then MM will be appearing in NWBC. One of the tab, MM tab will be appearing on the NWBC. Then you can create a material master. Okay, suppose your user ID is tagged to the business partner specific role. Then business partner tab will be appearing on the NWBC. Through that, you can create a business partner. So all things here are taken care of a role basically. Okay, we have a specific role for business partner, customer, vendor, FI, cost center, GL account. All we have different specific roles. Okay, those master data you want to create, your user ID need to tag to that role. Once that your user ID tag to that role, then it will appear on NWBC. Then you can create your master data. So these talks about the consistency basically. Okay. Okay. So next thing is basically consolidation. So, okay. Next thing is basically consolidation. Consolidation is basically inward movement of data from different system to every system. So during the time of during the time of merger or mass load, okay, there are different systems. They have different systems, and their system different bulk amount of data are there. Okay, so that data you want to bring into MDG systems now. Okay, so how we are going to bring? Okay, the different way are there. One way basically FC. Okay, one way basically MDC is there. Suppose this is one system here. Suppose this system one is there. These are different database are there. This is another system is there. System 2 is there. different system 3 is there. Okay, so these are three different systems. They have data. These systems have data. These systems are data. You want to bring this system data to MDG, basically MDG system basically. Okay. So how we are going to bring the different way are there. One is LSMW is there. So you can have basically your data load kind of things. One LSMW you can use. You can use LTMC if you know that. You can use that. File upload you can use that. Data import framework you can use. Different way are there. SAP is provided you can use. But most robust mechanism is consolidation. Consolidation, generally lots of companies are using consolidation. Okay, because you can improve the quality of data.
Hey,
Suppose give me
yeah,
example here.
quick question. So
Yes.
what you're explaining is from the ECC perspective. Is there any change from the S4?
No, here basically it's data load kind of things. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Data load. Yeah. Data load in S4 generally what we are going to have one component now. MD is a separate component. Okay, we have so many companies separate license you need to procure. If the company want, you can procure. Otherwise, different way are there. That's what I'm going to say. We have LSMW is there, LTMC is there, file upload is there, different way are there. Okay, in S4 generally. MDG is separate license. Whenever you procure S4 HANA, MDG you have basically. Okay, if you have a bulk amount of data, you want to govern your data basically. So many companies, what they are doing, they are procuring separate license known as MDC, Master Data Consolidation. MDC is basically known as Master Data Consolidation. Basically, it is only for BP and MM. Only, not for FI.
Riaz, is this the same
Okay.
like master data consolidation and mass changes the same thing? Is it same or it is
No,
different than?
both are different. Mass change is the activities we can perform
No,
through
no,
MDC
no, no.
or
No.
MDG.
Well, as per config guide, we have a topic called master data consolidation and mass changes. I'm asking about that. Like that thing, or
Yes,
this one is same or not?
same.
That
Master data
consolidation and mass.
consolidation and mass processing. Yes,
That is
we have a
same.
separate guide, master data. Yes,
Okay.
master data consolidation and mass processing. There's a separate guide is there. Yes, that name on that name.
So that
Okay.
consolidation
So
or this
basically,
consolidation
yes,
is same, correct? Okay.
yeah. So MDC, if you want to have MDC separate license, you need to buy. Okay, it does not come along MDG. So if you have a different, if you have bulk amount of data is there, you want to bring the data to MDG systems. Okay, so MDC plays a vital role. So MDC is the option. There are different options are there. Okay, so I've told LSMW is there. You can write a custom program. Okay, you can have by help of BAPI or something. Okay, you can write a custom program. LTMC is there. Different way are there. Okay, so now suppose MDC is improve the quality of data. So MDC we can enhance the quality of data. Suppose one customer is here, same customer. The customer X is here, same customer is here, same customer here. They are different database here. This is one database, this is one database, this is one database. Same customer are present in three database. But only thing is they have some difference in the address or something, name or something, or something. Some difference are there. What MDC do? It will take the data from all the systems. Okay, all the system. It will match the data. It has some different mechanism. Okay, it will match it. It will merge the data, and find the best records. We find the best record, and that it will not move all the three customers to the system. It will bring the match the record, merge it, and calculate the best record, and it will pull only the best record to the empty system. So here we are improving data. We are not going to move all the three customers because they are three same customer. Okay, you are not going to put all the three customers in the same MD systems. So in MDC, you can do this kind of approach, this kind of mechanism. You can check the data quality kind of things. You can have duplicate check, lots of things. You can do that. Okay, so these comes with different licenses basically. Okay. Any question? So this is basically MDC. MDC is basically inward movement of data to MDG systems. You have different systems. You want to bring the data to MDG systems. Then you have a MDC, master data consolidation. Okay. MDC have own mechanism. It have match, merge, based calculation, take the best record, and it only systems, MDC systems. And these talks about the MDG master data governance. Okay, once data will be created, this system called data will move to your transactional activities. Your business run on this system. Okay, so how to translate it done on, okay, your business system to move and have IDOC with the data here. Any doubt here? What is MDG? What is MDC?
No. Good.
Saurabh, Anuday?
Yeah, I'm
No
good.
doubts.
So
No
fine.
doubts.
So next thing is integration. Integration plays a vital role here. Okay. Integration play a vital role here. So what is integration? So you have seen that one integration is SAP. This is SAP systems. It can connect to another SAP systems. Okay. Because I don't have services, we can do that. Okay. So SAP has capability to connect to SAP to non-SAP systems. So consider this a non-SAP system, non-SAP systems, non-SAP system. Okay. So now, so how? So might be there will be a middleware things here, middleware. So middleware we have middleware. Okay, we have XIPI and we have XIPI and SAP. Middleware might be have. So now you need to send your master data to this middleware. So what middleware will do? It will convert the data to non-SAP readable format. Okay, then it sends the data to non-SAP. So we can connect to SAP to SAP. We can connect to SAP to non-SAP in MDG. So now we have different mechanism are there. We have different integration are there. Let me bring it down here. Okay. So might be you have heard one of the company known as DNB, Duns and Bradstreet. Okay, what that company do? Generally, that company, separate company is there. That company maintains the vendor and customer information, all the valid details. Basically, suppose you are a vendor or customer. They register with DNB basically. They provide their bank account details, all the details here. So any company, suppose I'm company, I want to validate my vendor. So I can go directly to DNB and fetch the data if the vendor is valid or not. Any chances that vendor is blocked, some payment, any things. Okay. So you can get the details of the vendor, customer, all the things basically. So that is a third party system basically. DNB is basically third party system. So now this is one of the company known as DNB, Duns and Bradstreet. Okay, suppose whenever you are creating a customer vendor, you allow the user to enter minimum amount of data because this is a master data. Any changes in the master data will directly impact on your transactional activities. Okay, suppose I want whenever I am going to create a customer, only I need to provide a name, first term and country. These three things I need to provide. Suppose my requirement is whenever I am going to create a customer, I need to provide only customer name, first term and country. Then I'm going to hit the DNB server. DNB is a private company who maintain all the actual details of customer, vendor, all the things. Okay, so they take charges basically. One hit they will take charges basically. Okay, so now based upon the customer name, system, and company code, these are three things. Example I'm giving, and hit the DNB server, and I will face all the details vendors, customer available here to the MDG system. It will appear to you as a pop-up screen. In basically in MDG, there might be 3 customers, 4 customers might be there. So you can go ahead and select the customer and click on OK button. Once you click on OK button, all the data from DNB might be you are fetching the bank details or mobile number or email ID or address details or vendor info, all the company code, all the details. What are the details you want to fetch? All the details will be automatically populated here. Okay, that is done by this some enrichment framework is there. We have option known as enrichment framework. Enrichment framework. Okay, so on the fly, so based upon the customer number or stuff or something, it will go to the DNB server. Once it go to the DNB server, it will fetch all the data related to that customer, basically bank account or telephone number or mobile number, all the details. It will bring to the MDG and populate here. So here you increase the quality of data by this because here chances of error are there because here DNB company the actual data. Here no chances of error are there. So okay. So by this you can enrich your data basically. Okay. So one is DNB. So SAP can connect to this system to SAP SAP to non-SAP, SAP to external systems, external systems, external systems, external systems. Okay. So another thing is Vertex. If you know that Vertex, okay. If a tax notification basically US countries, so once you have a US country, automatically tax notification will go to the systems and it'll yeah. Yeah, anyone speaking?
No, I was saying Vertex is a tax software, right?
Yes. Yes. Perfect. Okay. So suppose a US country, you want to pull the tax notification. So you enter the country on the flight, it will go to the Vertex system, it will pay the tax basically and so here no chances of error will be there. So by this you can enrich your data. Okay. So DNB system, Vertex system, we have address services. One of the different address services is there. Address services is there. Address services. Services are there. Okay. So what is address services? Suppose you enter the customer as organizer. Suppose I enter the what I say. Okay. So street I enter SCC. SCC. Example I'm giving SCC. Someone enter SCC or sector. Okay. So what address service will do? It will take a standardized address basically. So either enter sector SCCT or sector. It will go to the address services on the system is there and it will pull the standardized address per sector. It will bring this sector complete name and it pull here basically. Okay, so these are the different things are there we can connect. We can connect SAP to SAP, SAP to non-SAP, SAP to external systems. Okay, so these talks about integration. Any question here? Gaurav? And there?
No, address services. Are we going to we're going to use BODS microservices like that, data quality management? Correct.
We can use that, yeah. We can use that. But we need to check how to link that.
And for DNB, I have a question. Like DNB is using in Europe countries, I guess. Correct. In Europe countries or
So I
in
have
US country.
So I have used for US countries, basically DNB Dance and Drafted. I have used that for US countries. Okay, in our past project, I have used that. Or they have certain web services are there. We need to call the web services to web services. And
So you're going to tell, you're going to train us like how we can integrate these DNB services or Vertex or address services with MDG. Correct.
Yes. I'll show you the DNB. I'm the technical consultant job, so I'll show you that. So how to do that basically. Okay.
Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, thanks.
So okay, next thing is flexibility. So next topic is flexibility. So what flexibility? So in standard, SAP has provided out of the box three data model. One is
Riyaz, I guess he left.
okay, fine. He told me that I'm meeting something else.
Okay.
So we'll have short flex because let's complete this, then we'll close it. Okay.
Okay.
So now SAP has provided three data model. Basically, one is BP, one is MM, one is OG.
Yes.
Basically, BP is for business partner.
Okay.
Well, this is one.
Sorry.
And MM, one of the complex data model. Okay, so we have business partner, customer, and vendor. All the three things in one data model. Okay. So next is MM is for material master. OG is for finance. Finance, we have different things. We have GL account, company code, GL, company, cost center group, profit center group hierarchies. Okay, these things are there.
Okay.
Okay, so group hierarchy. Okay, so SAP has provided 3 data model. Okay, so now SAP is flexible enough if you want to create your own data model, just like I've given you in the initial. So service master. Okay, so if you want to create your own custom data model, you can create that. Okay, bank master. Bank master is also a master data. Okay, we have created one of our project. This is a bank master. They want to govern the bank data. So we have created a complete custom data model for that. Okay, so SAP is flexible enough. So if SAP has not given any of the data models, so you can go ahead and create that. Okay, data model as per your business need. Okay, so these talks about the flexibilities. This talks about the flexibility. The next thing is data quality. This is the last thing is data quality. What is data quality? So MDG basically we are going to enhance, we are going to enrich your quality of data. Okay, by this. Okay. So now how we are going to do that? One thing I have told you, this is the things, this is one way there you can enrich your data quality. Okay, by DNB, by what is by other services. Okay, so you can increase the quality of data. So DNB, so you allow the user to enter the minimum amount of data. Rest data will be automatically come from the DNB and fulfill here basically. Okay. So by this you can increase the quality of data. Okay. So next thing is basically
So I have a
duplicate.
question. I have a question. Sorry to interrupt you, Riaz. I have a question. Most of the
Yes.
companies are using DNB. Like they are
No,
they
no.
are getting these integration with the MDG or
See,
with
I have
Vertex.
yes, but take lots of company using. I've seen, but DNB in my complete career for 6 to 7 years, I have seen only one project I worked in DNB basically.
But
Okay,
at
one
least we
project I
have a
worked.
option. We have a option. And what are their charges or something? If you know about that, like if we have to propose to client, like
See, not sure what of the charge because one click they are going to charge. I think
okay,
so.
yeah, one per
One
click
hit
they are
basically.
charging. Per click they are charging. I know that.
One hit. Yeah, one hit.
But
I think one hit. One hit to
are
DNB they are charging.
okay. And do we maintain those records in our system, like the history of the
Uh,
record?
no, 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 no. Don't maintain that. We don't
Just
maintain
because
that.
if I'm clicking per click, I'm doing okay. That will cost me more than more than that. Correct.
Might
If
be
I'm checking the
production
same,
environment.
if I'm checking the same data, if I'm checking the same data, for example, it is
But
10
see,
cent.
yes. So my thing is basically might be their monthly charge or click charge. I'm not sure on that, but thing is that might be
Okay,
you are
okay,
using production
okay.
environment. Okay, might be a
So,
monthly charge or a weekly charge. I'm not
but
sure on that.
DNB we can use Vertex for tax numbers. Correct. Tax
Yeah,
if it
tax.
is
Yes,
in if
yes,
it comes in tax under tax or not. That
yes.
okay.
So we
Got it.
have a tax justification for US countries. If you've seen that once you enter the US, automatic tax justification will be enabled and
Tax jurisdiction comes.
mandatory.
Tax jurisdiction comes. Correct.
Yes,
So tax
yes, yes, yes.
jurisdiction
Perfect.
comes
Okay.
directly from Vertex. We can use in SAP ECC also. We can use that. Like I have seen that.
Yes, 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 yes. GCC also Vertex is there. They are connected.
Okay, got it. Just because I was working in
They
MDM, then I have seen that jurisdiction comes in when you're entering the postal code, your city name, country, and region code. On the behalf of that, you will get
they
the
have the Vertex
jurisdiction code.
system connected.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Okay, fine.
Yes.
So this is
Got
one
it.
of the way to enrich with into the data quality. Next thing is duplicate check is there. Suppose one vendor already there same name and address, something address common or bank details, same bank details already, and the customer or vendor is there. Now we are going to create another customer or vendor, same bank information or address basically. It will give you a duplicate basically pop-up screen will come basically. It will give you a
Okay.
pop-up that okay that already a vendor is available same bank information or same address information. Do you want to continue or you can use that? Okay, this is kind of duplicate check basically. Okay, so you can configure that. A simple way to we can configure simple way to configure that. We'll see that. Okay, how to configure the duplicate check. By this you can enrich your data basically. You can improve the quality of data basically. Okay. Gaurav, any
Okay.
hello?
Yes. 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 Very good.
Good. Okay, Uday, you left sometime, I think.
Yeah,
Right?
it got
Okay.
disconnected and again I joined in within a couple of minutes. So I'm good.
Okay.
We can
Okay. So
continue.
okay, fine. So let's talk about flexibility. So flexibility, I missed it. I think integration I have shown you. Flexibility, you missed it. Okay. So what is flexibility? In flexibility, basically, is SAP has provided three data model. Basically, BP is for business partner, customer, and vendor. Three things. It is one of the complex data model in MDG. Okay. So on one data model, you can have business partner, customer, and vendor. The next is MM. MM is for material master. Okay. OG, we have a GL account, company code, center, group, hierarchy, operator. Out of the box, SAP has provided three data models. So now, if your client requirement to have a separate custom data model, suppose bank master is a master data also. Bank master is also a master data. They want to govern the bank master. So for that, SAP has not provided any solution. So you can go ahead and create a custom data model for bank master. Okay. So now utopia solution for asset master. So already utopia is provided. So instead of procuring the license, someone go ahead and create the own data model as per the system. You can go ahead and create that, no issues. Okay. So by this you can indicate you no need to procure a license from the utopia. Okay. So like this, SAP is very flexible here. Basically, you can go ahead and create a data model for you need basically. Any doubt here? Okay.
No, I'm
Okay.
just
Okay. Fine. Next thing.
absorbing things, so I might not know everything. So
Yes.
that's then I have
This is
questions for everything. That's why I'm like I'm just listening to it, absorbing, understanding it.
sure. Because we'll go through this just initial class. What is fundamental? Why you need? Because lots of things are there. We'll go and see that what is things are there. Okay, we'll go and see that. Okay, the next thing is data quality. These last things, data quality. Data quality is basically how we are going to improve the quality of data. Okay, improve the quality of data. So now, already I have shown you different enrichment. This is basically enrichment framework are there. Okay, external systems. So we can connect MDG to external systems to increase the quality of data. Basically, suppose based upon the customer number or country or something you want to go to DNB systems. Based upon that customer, you want to pull all the basically what is the telephone number, what is the phone number, what is the bank information, all system and bring here. Okay, by this you can increase quality of data. Basically, you don't have chance to enter the wrong data here. Basically, okay. So by this you can increase the quality of data. The next thing is basically duplicate check. So duplicate check is very simple way to configure in MDG. Very simple way to configure MDG. Okay. So suppose already a customer and vendor is there in the system to same bank. Already you have created a vendor with one of the bank information or address. Okay. Now someone is going to create another vendor with same bank information or same address information. Okay. So now it will give you a pop-up screen. With a pop-up screen appear on the UI basically that a duplicate vendor or customer exists with same bank information or same address basically. Do you want to continue or you can reuse it basically? Already duplicate is there. Okay. If you want to continue, you can continue to create a new one or you can reuse the existing one. So like this, you can increase the quality of data basically. Okay. So these fundamental principle of MDG basically. One is governance, one is consistency, one is consolidation, one is integration, one is flexibility, one is data quality. Okay. Any doubt here?
No.
Gaurav, today, any question here? Okay. So just I'll tell
No,
5 minutes, then we'll close the session. Okay. So next thing is basically deployment options. So this is an important thing. So deployment option. Okay. One is code hub deployment. One is code deployment. Okay. Two deployment. So generally, company follow two deployment approach. So once you go to the project, you need to ask it is hub deployment or code deployment. Okay. In case of hub deployment, okay, MDG is considered a separate box, completely separate box. Where your all the master data operation only take place, no transaction data. Okay, they have a complete separate system. On the system, they have only master data here. Once the master data will be created here, then the data will move to these systems. Okay, transfer systems for business purpose. Okay, so this is basically hub deployment. Okay, so what is co-deployment? Suppose for hub deployment, we need to have a separate system, separate HANA database, lots of things you need to have, separate license, lots of things you need to have. Okay, so now what is co-deployment? What is co-deployment? Suppose company don't have enough money, they don't want to buy separate license, HANA, all the things. Okay, they have current running CC systems, already data is there. Okay, the already current systems is there. On the same system, they are doing master data and transaction data, both the things they are doing, current systems is there. So if the company want on the current system, I want to install MDG. So SAP is flexible enough, you can install MDG. Suppose this is a transit system, one of the example I'm giving. On the same system, you can install MDG is a component. Okay, and this system here created, the master data will be created. Same mechanism we have staging area here, or same here. Okay, so once the governance will be done, then the data will move to the ECC. Here is the table. On this, we have a master data and transfer data. Both the transfer data activities take place. On this system, we are going to have both master data and the transfer data. Okay, this talks about the core deployment. This talks about the core deployment. Okay, so in hub deployment, MDG is a complete separate box where only master data will be created and move to the other system or transfer activities. In case of core deployment, here we have MDG, both master data and transaction data will be created in one system basically. Once the master data will be created on this system, it will move to this and transaction activity take place. Any question here? What is the deployment options? Gaurav and Uday?
No. But yeah, I have a question. For finance data, I heard it's a compliance. For example, it's very sensitive data, like finance
Yes,
data, GL
yes,
account, company code.
yes.
So SAP prefer, if they were a client wants to implement finance OD data model, it should be like hub deployment only. Correct?
See, basically, that's what I told you. Basically, it depends upon the company. So if they have separate license, if they have complete HANA database, okay. So pros and cons, I'll explain you that. So let's need to take more some time. It depends upon this is hub deployment. Okay, some hub deployment scenarios are there. Okay. Some pros are there. Basically, it's independent speed of innovation. Obviously, this is basically completely fresh systems. Okay, so completely fresh systems. Yeah. So complete trace system means you are going to load the data initially. Here you are going to improve the quality of data. You want all my correct data, actual data, without any duplicate record, without any redundancy data to be installed on this system basically. Okay. So on the fresh, you are going to install the data here. Okay. So now, so obviously speed of innovation will be great. Okay. Here we will get the clear system records. Okay. Obviously, whenever you are going to move the data, you need to check if there no redundancy will be there, no duplicate will be there. You need to take care of that. Okay. So for that we have MDC is there. Okay. MDC is there basically. So easy setup with MDG running basically it's easy setup of MDG running in S4 HANA since existing S4 HANA landscape. Basically, so basically here we have, if you want a HANA landscape, HANA database, you can have HANA database here. The separate license need to be bought here. The additional cost for the company basically is here. Okay. So if they want, they can have the additional systems, additional license, all the things they can run F5. If they don't want, they can run here. It depends completely on the client and their decision basically.
Okay.
Okay. So now what is the cons will be there? The separate HANA database, obviously separate HANA database is required, and data migration. So now obviously data migration will be there because completely fresh system will be here. Obviously data migration team will be there, so they are going to load the data basically to here. Okay. So these are some pros and cons that come the hub deployment. Okay. So similarly, we have a code deployment. So code deployment. So here some pros are there, no replication, because here both master data and the transmission data activities take place in only one systems. Okay. So here we are moving the data from these to these IDOC services are there. But here, once the data will be created here, MDG automatically it will come to ECC, and here transmission data activity takes place. No replication we need here. So this is one of the benefits is there. No separate systems, basically no separate HANA database. Yes.
But for this finance data, we need to do the replication. We need to configure the replication.
I'll explain you that. Yeah, I'll explain. That is in inbound replication within the system. Basically, you are not replicating to other systems within the system.
No, in the same system. In the same system, asking code deployment.
Yeah, same system. We are going to do that. I'll explain you that. What the flex model, use model. Next class, I'll explain you. Okay. So now, no separate system. Yes.
No, you can continue. I'll ask later. No issue.
Okay, fine. So no separate system. Obviously, no separate system will be there. No additional data migration, because here no data migration you need, because already data will be there here. Okay, so no data migration will be here. Okay.
Okay.
So now no separate database. Okay. So duplicate check. So now here MDG upgrade will be a problem basically. Okay. So now suppose current version MDG is 9.2 is there. 9.2 is there. Okay. Suppose 9.2 current version is there. Okay. On the due course, suppose ECC basically ECC 7.2 something, 7.2. Okay. For 7.2, we need to have MDG 9.2. During the due course of time, if MDG comes up higher version 9.5, 9.4, for that, suppose SAP told, even SAP increased its version 7.2 to 7.5, 7. Something, some version, okay? For 9.3, ECC will be this one. So here, only master data team will take a decision here, okay? Because only master data will be impacted here, okay? So here, whenever you are doing any kind of upgrade here, only master data team will take a decision here. But in case of code deployment, suppose you want to upgrade anything, here both master data and transmission data take place. Your business run on this system also. Okay, you are going to create a purchase order, sales order, production, all the things. So here, whenever you are doing upgrade, you need to take a decision from the both master data team and the transmission data team. Okay, because here crucial, because business is running on the system also. Any impact, direct impact on the business also. So here decision is only master data team. Here decision will be both master data and the transmission data team. Okay, these are some cons are there. So additional effort needed to clean and consolidate existing data. So already data are there. Okay, so the data have duplicate data will be there, some redundancy will be there, some error will be there. So you need to clean the data. Okay, basically that is a long run process. So you are going to clean the additional effort will be required to clean the data here. Okay, these are some pros and cons of hub deployment and co-deployment basically. Okay, it depends upon the company of what they choose client. They will go to hub deployment or co-deployment. Okay, any question here?
No.
Uday?
Riaz, how are we going to plan the training sessions, like on daily basis or on weekly basis, like on weekend?
So daily basis, see basically it will take 35 to 40 hours. Okay, so if I take daily basis, I will give you 1.5 hours, 1 hour 30 minutes every day, Monday to Friday.
Okay.
Okay.
And for practicing, like are you going to show in S4HANA system or in ECC system?
I'll show you an S4HANA system basically.
Okay.
And
for replication, we are going to use IDOC or SOA services.
So IDOC, I have worked on it. I'll let you know the IDOC part. SOA, I'll share your document. Basically, even I have not gone through that, but I'll go through the document. I'll explain you that SOA.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Uday, anything else from your side? So we are end to the class. You are mute, I think, Uday.
He's on mute.
Yeah. Okay, so anything else, Gaurav? So we'll close this session. So let's connect on the next class. So I'll let you know, or you let me
Sure,
know.
Riyaz. Sure, Riyaz. No issues.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Gaurav. Thanks, Uday, for joining. So let's sync on next class.
Thanks, Riyaz.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Okay, bye. Nikita, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, how, Gaurav? Can you hear me?
No, it's Uday.
Hey, Uday
Okay,
here.
okay, fine. Yeah, Uday.
Yeah.
Uday, you're good now? We're going
Yes.
to close the class, huh?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Huh? Thanks a lot.
Thank you.